Okay. Oh, nice fart there.
I'm just letting it all go before the people have to hear, you know.
Oh, okay. Wow. Wow, beautiful.
Yeah, have you ever farted while recording VisualWood? Be honest.
Have I? I'm trying to think.
I think I have. I think
I laid out a silent one.
Like while you've been talking, and I've been like, "Don't make any noise." There we go.
What is up, guys, and welcome to the VisualWood podcast, episode number 20. And I am here in the new year, 2014, with the beautiful, elegant, in the new, with wooden potatoes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2014.
2014. How was Christmas and the New Year, my friend?
Yeah, you really wanted to talk about Christmas. I don't have many Christmas stories. I sort of already told you the Christmas stories that I have, which involved spending a lot of time with family.
Cake and more cake?
Yeah, lots of Christmas cake. Like, I think this is the first year that I've liked Christmas cake. Usually I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of marzipan. I'm not a big fan of, like, the really thick white icing you get. And I'm not really much a fan. Fruitcake's okay, but I mean, come on. Sometimes it can be a bit bitter. But this year, I'm like, Christmas cake. Oh, yes. It's not bad. So I've had quite a few slices of Christmas.
I was, like, randomly, like, when I was editing, looking through. And for some reason, I ended up with a lot of documentaries about the UK being overweight. Like, it's a big problem over there.
What?
Yeah.
It's not bigger of a problem than in the States.
Right, but it seems like they take it really serious over there. Like over here, like we just got big people all around. Like
we
over
do.
There,
we had like this thing called Jamie's School Dinners. Have you ever heard of that? I think they went to do an American version. It was like, so here's the story. It was the early 2000s. Like food quality in like kids' cafeterias, you know, where you can go, you can take £1 in or whatever, and then you get to buy a school dinner, a hot meal, because your parents don't have the time or the inclination to make you a lunchbox. So you go in there, and the quality of this food was terrible. Kids ate these things called turkey Twizzlers, woo, and they were delicious, but also like compressed chicken, horrible things.
I love Twizzlers. That is nasty. Turkey?
Yeah, they were good, man. They were good. Sometimes you get them with like gravy and stuff.
Is it like what, jerky but Twizzlers?
I don't really know. No, not really. They were like hot. They were. Imagine, I guess, sort of. It's not chicken, obviously, but well, turkey, chicken, whatever. But imagine like a chicken nugget, but slightly different texture, and it's like twizzled around, like you know, like pasta, like curly pasta.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but a lot bigger. And it's made of like chicken nugget, but not chicken. It's like, it was good, whatever. I might not enjoy it if I had it anymore. But anyway, Jamie Oliver did like this show about like food standards and hygiene and stuff. And this was about the time that documentary film called Super Size Me came out. Do you remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the guy that like ate only McDonald's, I think, or something. Yeah. So like everyone went on this crazy health kick. Like they were even offering to knight that guy, I think, because of his work, but in the end they didn't, because he just was using his celebrity status to do what he did anyway. But it like the whole country went on this huge health kick, and like they got rid of turkey Twizzlers, they got rid of loads of stuff, and now like healthy eating has been like a really big thing, mostly because it's actually marketable. You can go, oh, our food is healthy, and people are more likely to buy it, which is why it's like quite a big thing.
And they could totally just misunderstand the word healthy. Like it's like, oh, this is healthy by this standard. This is healthy by this standard. Like if people don't look it up and they're just like, oh, they just go to a random store, like, oh, this is healthy because it's, it's
100% of your protein for the day. That's healthy. And then it's like, oh wait, I can't eat anything else.
And they automatically think that, oh, because it's healthy, I'm gonna lose weight. No, that's not the way it works. Calories, okay, burn more than you put in your mouth. Anyways, wow. But I also saw this woman who is trying to gain weight in the UK. She's actively trying to gain, and she has a boyfriend as well, and they like high five each other when she gains like 5 pounds in a day. Like it's insane.
Is she like grotesquely obese or what?
No, she's not there yet, and she's a good looking woman, and she says, oh, I always thought I was fat when I was young, and she was not fat at all. I mean, some guys have high standards, but I like a little bit of meat on my chicken.
Was this like? Wow. Was this like some kind of trashy documentary mocking her, or was it
No, it was an actual documentary, like just telling her, like, you know those things, like they have like a little news clip, not news clip, but like a little section for this. Like the same thing as the fattest UK guy. I was watching a little bit of that as well, and he was like so big that they would need a helicopter to carry him.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that. That's ridiculous.
No. I'm serious. It's funny, but I'm serious. Like they need a helicopter, and no doctor wanted to operate on him because it's too much work, and that's a lot of fat to go through. Like it was a lot of fat. I could talk about fat because I was over 300 pounds. Look at me. Look at me now. Anyways, enough of this.
I'm sure you'd have stories to tell, man. Like,
oh yeah, dude. It's not.
Tune in for the next VisualWood for more fat stories.
Yes,
Matt Visual and Win Potatoes
with Matt Visual. Yeah, and eating you should have your own frozen brand. You should make fries. And
what, me?
Win Potatoes fries, yeah. Fries and nuggets.
Someone was talking about that. They were like,
fries and processed chicken nuggets. It's a thing, man. It's a thing.
Well, aren't all chicken nuggets processed?
Absolutely.
Really?
Oh, dude. Here in the States, I don't know if you have it, but McDonald's does this thing around like Super Bowls, around these big events, where you can get 50 nuggets, processed nuggets, right, for $20. No, 10. Is it $10 or $20? I think it's $20. 50.
That sounds like a lot of money, but maybe that's less money.
That
sounds like a lot of money.
I think it's $10.
10's okay. To 20 would be pretty ridiculous.
I think it's $10 actually. I think it's $10. It's something ridiculous like that. I can't remember because I haven't bought it in years. I used to buy it way back because, I mean, I love chicken nuggets. But then you hit that point when you eat too much of literal poop, like crap, that you just feel awful. And chicken nuggets look horrible. They look like little bite-sized poops after a while. I was like, oh, wow. I don't want to eat this garbage.
Wow. You're probably supposed to share them. No, is that not a culture in the States?
I used to eat them with my wife, dude. Yeah, of course. Me and my wife used to just like, we couldn't even eat all 50 because it just gets gross after a while, and then we just never got them again.
You could buy a box of like 20 here. You could buy a box of 20, maybe 40. Pushing it 50 is ridiculous.
No, 50. It's a huge box of just processed, like not even meat. I wouldn't even call that meat. Like,
do you know what I think chicken nuggets would be good for, but no one ever really does? Do you think that'd be good for dipping? Like in a bit of sweet and sour sauce or something?
Absolutely.
Barbecue sauce, maybe?
That's what they do.
They don't come with dip. You just buy chicken nuggets. And
they come with dip. We come with barbecue sauce, my friend.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe they do well, the McDonald's where I was growing up had like a little station. You would buy your stuff and then you could get these little paper like shot glass things, and then you could fill them with like tomato sauce or barbecue. I think that's all they had. And I suppose you could have dipped using that, but I used to use that more for chips or whatever. That sounds amazing. Chicken nuggets, dippable chicken nuggets. Oh.
All right. So,
to segue this into Guild Wars 2. Okay, I have a really overweight Norn who likes chicken nuggets. And I was playing him recently in PvP. Wow, what?
That's my bell.
Oh, it's a bell! Oh my god, I could barely hear it.
It sounded like Christmas. I always thought like watching all these shows about Christmas and stuff, and living in Miami, you know, where it never snows. I always thought this is the sound you hear when it snows.
Are you serious?
You know, like as a kid, you think like every time it snows, you hear, you know, jingle bells. You know?
Yeah. It's one of those weird things. Like I used to think the world was literally, when I was very young, guys, very young. I used to think the world was literally in black and white, and they invented color like sometime through the early. Like that is, I remember thinking that, and I remember it blowing my mind well, maybe not blowing my mind, but because so many things you reconfigure in your brain when you're young, and it's just like whatever. But I remember that. I remember thinking the world was literally black and white. When in the olden days, and color had been invented, it was like plastic or something that had just come into being and now was all over our society. How cool is that? There should be like a show or something about that.
Absolutely.
The snow one's not maybe so bad.
By the way, before we move on, I want to announce to everyone here, everyone who at least watched the first 10 minutes of the podcast for us talking gibberish. Winter Potato says Sherlock sucks. All right, I just want to announce that. Just want to lay it down. We can move on now. So what we got for Guild Wars 2?
No. Look, I have to defend myself here.
No. You said it's not.
I said it was 7. I said season 3 was 70% crap, 30% good, and I stand by that.
Season 3 only.
I kind of enjoyed season 1 and 2. It wasn't bad. Season 3 has been nothing but ridiculous amounts of fan service and focus on Sherlock and Benedict Cumberbatch and how amazing it is. And it's really annoying. They've got all like these secondary characters in the show now, and they just completely flip them off and use them as a means to focus on Sherlock more. And I'm sure some people will justify that by being like, oh, well, the show's called Sherlock, so you should be expecting that. No. The title of a show, since when in media has the title of a show had to define the entire content of it? Like, look at like episode 2 of it, like with the wedding. It shouldn't have anything to do with Sherlock, but the entire thing is hijacked by him and his shenanigans and his, like, vaguely autistic ways. Like, it's ridiculous.
Autistic.
It really annoys, like, that whole show through that season. There are a couple of really good moments where, like, he's talking to Molly.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that's the same thing as Breaking Bad. There's just some season. Yeah. I finished it, by the way. I finished Breaking Bad.
Oh, sweet. Okay. What did you think of the end?
Last night, I thought the ending was pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the times it kind of reminds me of Dexter, even though Dexter is like way more tense. Way more tense. Yeah. Like it just kind of. Excuse me.
Dexter also got really bad.
I'm not even gonna.
There is no scene in Dexter that is more tense than that scene with Hank in the parking lot in Breaking Bad in like season 3, where they've got that hit out on him. I don't know if you remember the scene, but when when he goes hospital, that scene is like one of the most tense moments of television I've ever witnessed. And the thing with Dexter is if you're like trying to marathon that show, every single episode is like, oh, they're going to find out who he is. Oh, are they going to find out? Like constant. It's like, and eventually it just becomes like this buzz in the background, except the show is focusing on it still. And that makes it a bore.
I feel like Dexter has gone, like it's one of those things that they're making money, so they keep bringing it out. And I felt like Breaking Bad was almost to that point where it was gonna stretch a little, like a season too far, but they wrapped it up in 5 seasons, and I kind of like that. I don't like things to drag on, and I feel like Dexter has dragged on too much, and that's why it kind of just like I stopped watching it, because I was just like, okay, I can't take no more of this. Like, it's too much stress.
I think they did end it now, I think the last season they did.
I need to watch it now. I need to watch the last season.
Yeah,
but like Breaking Bad had those moments where it just got like really boring. Not really boring, but like it's just like, okay, nothing happened here. And a lot of that was
whenever Skylar's in it, the wife.
Yeah, like it's just like, and sometimes it makes you hate certain characters.
Like Skylar, the wife.
Yeah. Like I really disliked her.
She got actual hate. The actress got actual hate from people. She had to put a statement out where she basically had to explain, "Look, I am just an actress. Please don't hate me." And she tried to justify her character, who really is being quite moralistic and sensible in that show. But people hate her. And
Jesse's just always messing up. Like the guy is messed up. Anyways, we're not gonna do spoilers. Anyways, Guild Wars 2, you said you had some topics. Take it away, Tatoes.
All right, take it away, Tatoes. That should be the name of the section. Bong. All right, big news here. Big news. You have to listen to me. Is that the helicopter coming to take you out of the house? Oh!
that was a hit out of Cox and Crendor in the morning. I love those guys. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I did not get that reference. Right. All right. You have to listen. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, do you know who that shaman is? Shaman?
That shaman? What?
Mm-hmm. It's a person in the Guild Wars 2 community.
Yeah.
Who often data mines the clients, or used to. He stopped doing it a while ago, but basically what he'd do was look at clients and see any extra little tidbits. This was how some people knew, information about the LFG system before it came out and other small updates to patches, like the instance for the nightmare with the nightmare ends. That bit in there where you've got all those little items that you can pick up. They were data mined a long time ago, and people were sort of speculating what they were about, right?
Yeah.
So he was a data miner. He was pretty well known in the community because he did it so much. But after a while, and he always avoided spoilers and stuff for the story. He was quite sort of respectful, I guess, as far as data mining goes to the community. But after a while, he stopped just because he hadn't been playing the game so much or whatever. But he kept an eye on the community. He stopped. However, the other day, he made another post and said, look, I don't usually do any of this. I have still been looking at some of the clients. I'm going to post this one because I think it's really important. Okay? And what he had found is an image in the client called VIP membership. Okay? And the idea is you give ArenaNet some money and then you get in-game benefits. And it sounds a lot like a subscription fee.
Right. I've talked about this before.
Okay,
right.
All right, well...
like a premium.
Yeah, if you look in Skype, I just sent you a message to the image, and I'm going to read it out to people. It says, ready for the big leagues. Step up to the plate and join the elite group of VIP members. Only VIP members enjoy the exclusive benefits that make life worth living. Enroll today and find out what you've been missing. These exclusive VIP benefits include gem store discounts, convenient banking, extra bank space, the ability to teleport to a friend, convenient trading, a resurrection buff, extra bag slots, character slots, a gift bag, extra skill points, prestige and recognition, and that's got like a glory icon on it, and much more, it says. What do you think about that?
Okay. I wanted this. Okay? Yeah. I want it. Not. This is what basically Dungeons and Dragons and a lot of Turbine Studios' games have. Like they have free to play, right? What you have here, and then they have a premium service.
Well, we're buy to play,
right? We're buy to play, and you get benefits for paying them every month. So you get to support the game if you enjoy the game and get benefits for it.
Can people not already do that through the gem store?
Not this type of benefits. But
what do you mean?
You all right, so the gem store, you basically buy whenever you want, and sometimes you will never buy anything for a few months. That's supporting the game, but it's not a monthly supporting thing. It's just like subscribing to a Twitch channel, right? You subscribe because you want to benefit them. Sometimes you might not even watch the Twitch channel when they're live streaming, right? Because you're busy one month or something like that. But you want to support, Total Biscuit or whatever, whoever that you watch on Twitch stream. You get to support them every month because you like them. I think it's kind of the same thing, but you get benefits here as that you just like in Twitch, you get benefits to actually talk in the chat. Some people have only subscriber only on their Twitch channel. Here, you get to get a lot of benefits, and much more. Yes, I don't want it to go into that gray area where basically you have to, be a VIP to get into certain areas. You have to be a VIP. It should be all convenience, and you should be getting gem store stuff as well.
Well, there are a lot of people that have been making the argument that what is on this list is essentially stuff that you can already get on the gem store anyway. The only really new thing that's on there, if you really look at it, is teleporting to a friend. Everything else is sort of stuff that's already there. Maybe the prestige and recognition bit. There's also some images that were data mined that gave you like tiers of VIP. It looked like, how you get a star next to your name when you get map completion? Yeah. It sort of looked like if you became a VIP, you'd have another icon perhaps that showed that you were a VIP to everyone else.
I don't know if I like that.
There were different tiers as well. There was like VIP tier 1 and all the way up to VIP tier 20, and it had like stars and stuff around it.
I guess people would want to have recognition, if they're paying monthly for a game. But I don't know. I feel like people would point you out, oh, you're paying for this and blah blah. I don't know. I feel like it would be negative when people see that type of stuff. Oh, you don't have it. I want that. And I think that's probably the point of it. People would want that little recognition that I love Guild Wars so much that I'm paying monthly. hopefully, I would like monthly rewards. I don't want it just one-time thing. This is the benefits I get, and there's nothing to the month-on-month basis, you know, for VIP stuff. But I think maybe some, you know, monthly gems or, you know, monthly allowance of some kind. That would be pretty cool. I would like that. And it depends. It all depends on how much they're asking for. If they're going over the limit, I might not want to do it, and I might not get it.
Well, I have to say, my little trick that I'm playing on you here has sort of failed completely. When this came out, people freaked out massively. You know, Guild Wars 2 has been advertised as this huge AAA MMO that has no subscription fee. How dare they go into this kind of territory? This is the worst possible thing. Like, people en masse really, really disliked it. Lots of people suggesting that perhaps it was just an April Fool's joke that was mined really early. Because, like, you look at Ritlock there. I don't know, I can kind of see that maybe that's an April Fool's joke. Kind of a serious April Fool's joke.
That's,
you know?
extremely serious. This is something I thought they might do already.
Yeah. So there were lots of people really, really against it. ArenaNet called it pretty quickly. And Martin Kirstein said on the forums that this was not something that was being planned for Guild Wars 2 whatsoever. This was data mined from the Edge of the Mist client. He said that a lot of stuff is like thought about in the company, so they're thinking about this at least, but won't necessarily ignore the dog barking in the background, but won't necessarily ever go into the game. But they said that basically it's a concept for something for when the game releases in the East. So for the Asian markets, this could be something.
Yeah, because they're afraid to release it here. That's the only reason why we're not going to get it. So other people are going to get benefits and we're not, basically.
Well, they were going to be on completely different servers, to be fair. I don't know. Oh, maybe we could transfer to the Asian servers. You know how you can transfer?
Just to get the VIP servers? I don't think it's that important.
That would be pretty cool. And it's not guaranteed to be there either, but, you know, it's just something they're panning out. I do find it interesting that this is something that they're thinking about for that market, but they're creating all of this art and assets and stuff with English text and whatever, you know?
Okay, what side are you on? Do you think that it should be in the game, or you're in the middle, or you just hate it?
I think, as ever, people on the internet overreact, but I also think this would be bad for the game and the game's image. And I would probably
image. Let's think about that for a while. The game's image.
Yeah, I think the game's image is important if it's going to continue to grow and
They've talked about a lot of stuff. Oh, no grinding, blah, 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 all this crap. But when you go in the game, it's the same as every other MMO when it comes down to grinding and stuff like that. It's the same thing. It's just, you know, no end game, but then they add end game. Like, I don't get it. Like, they're holding on to this concept of Guild Wars 2 being the almighty, you know, Jesus Christ, and it's just like, it's an MMO that you play. It's a game.
I don't think they ever said there'd be no end game. They just said no rating.
I mean, no rating. What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, when the game, they did promise a lot of things, and you can look at
most of this is created by the community. Oh, no subscription fee, no this, no that, no this, and really, I mean, come on. Later down the road, you might see it. You know, we're never going to create another armor piece, and then they create another armor piece, like Ascended Gear. Like, that image is constantly changed over and over again. From the beginning of the game, you know, you thought all these things about Guild Wars 2, and then now you have armor pieces. Now, you know, you have Fractals of the Mist. You know, people think there's no end game. Like, there's all this stuff. You know, they said they didn't want people to grind in order to get what they need, but yet you do have to grind.
Well, you don't need this. We're going into another big debate here, but
yeah, I'm just saying the image of Guild Wars 2, that all these thoughts that, oh, this is Guild Wars 2, this is what they do. It's stupid.
I think you have a valid point. I think that there are a lot of people out there who have that, what you're saying. I think they're wrong to think it, but I think that is out there. And you're right, then maybe this would... But you've also got to consider, just because it already looks bad, it doesn't mean you keep doing bad stuff. You know, this could be the last straw for a lot of people who already have that mindset and think, oh, well, now they've just completely gone back on absolutely everything they ever stood for. So, you know, it's still not smart to do it.
What is bad for an optional subscription fee?
See, and this is why I say I think that people are overreacting, because I do agree with those who are voicing the fact that, look, a lot of this stuff you buy on the Gem Store anyway. Convenient banking, you buy on the Gem Store with the bank access expresses. Gem Store discounts, obviously, you can't buy, but like extra bank space you buy. All of it you buy. Resurrection buff. What are orbs of resurrection? So like I do agree that it wouldn't be like the worst thing in the world, but I do think that it's a step in a weird direction. You know, it's sort of like saying, you're saying, oh, we need to, you know, what you would do this so that you can support ArenaNet. What makes you think they need that support? You know, like that's more to do with NCSoft and money management.
I want it because I want it. I'm just saying it's just a regular way how to say it. Like, oh, you support ArenaNet and you get benefits for it. I'm not saying I want to do it because I want it because I want it. It's cool, you know, being able to teleport to a friend and getting extra bank space and all that. I haven't bought any of those things yet. You know, I think people are saying,
yeah, that stuff's cool, but they just don't want it gated behind a subscription fee and a game that always promised it wouldn't have one.
It's not.
Well,
gated.
It would be. Teleporting to a friend would be gated behind this fee that they'd ask for the VIP benefits.
Well, they have to have some type of incentive in order to get to VIP. Why would it be all regular stuff? They had.
Well, that's why people say it shouldn't be there in the first place.
Right. True. But you know, people gonna hate about stuff.
I know, it's true. Like people do sort of flip out.
Every change they have done, people flip out. Every single change. Like people have changed about being able to get the tome that levels you up. People flip out about all sorts of stuff, being account bound and blah blah. Like everyone has this different ideas of what Guild Wars 2 should be and what direction they should go in. But really, you know, ArenaNet's gonna go their own way. I wouldn't hate or love to have it. Like, it's not something I want it so bad. No, I could care less either way. But yeah, I wouldn't mind it for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people out there like you. I got to say, I'm a little bit more on the community side here. I think this would be a pretty big slap in the face to people. And it seems like ArenaNet maybe agree as well, because they were so quick to say this is not ever happening. Don't worry about it. It might be something for the agent servers or whatever. But yeah, a bit of a thing that blew up over like the course of 2 days or whatever. Pretty interesting, I thought. And that was our first topic. Bong! Yeah, okay. Well, what hold on. What are we doing? Are we bonging or are we belling?
I don't know. You created that bong thing. I usually do the last question bell, but I just
Well, these aren't questions, are they?
Well, you know, that was the last topic for number 1, right? So
okay.
Number 2 now.
Wow. It works. Okay. So I don't know how many websites got these. You already know about this little story, Matt, but we can talk about it. ArenaNet are sending out metronomes to people. Do you wanna fill in the deets for everybody?
No, you can fill in the deets. I just want to mention, you know, that another
He's
thing.
gonna beg.
Another thing. I'm not gonna beg. I'm just saying another thing.
He's getting on one knee right now.
That I don't have. You know, where's my watch? I still don't have my watch. My Scarlet. Where's my Scarlet watch? Again, you know, where is it lost in the mail? I think it got lost in the mail. Anyway.
Oh, they didn't send you one? Really? I mean, I've got one right here. Hear this? This is me banging my Scarlet watch on the desk.
See, this is how it went. I was up, watching a few stuff, and then Winnie Patel sends me a Skype thing. Oh, I just got my Scarlet thing. Oh, here's the link. Did you get one yet? And I'm like,
did I do that?
Oh, did you? Yes, you did.
I did the same joke twice. That's amazing.
All right, well, go ahead and explain it just in case people don't know.
All right, so months ago, back during the Queen's Jubilee, do you remember when there were kind of vague statements coming from ArenaNet about how the Jubilee stuff was going to, you know, tie everything together? And really, this was just a reveal of Scarlet, who had been responsible for previous stuff, which wasn't officially really announced or addressed in game until very, very recently. But anyway, there was sort of there was a lot of hype and stuff for the Jubilee patch. You know, this idea of a big attack at Divinity's Reach. Well, at that time, as a part of that hype, the devs gave certain news outlets, just to clarify, we didn't get one. I wouldn't expect us to get one.
Yeah.
But, like, a lot of websites that do news and stuff for Guild Wars 2 that can actually push this out to wider audiences were given actual watches that had, like, a real inscription on them, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They had a poem.
Yeah, and it had a little poem on it. And it was like this actual clockwork, nice watch. It was from a specific brand that people recognized. And it got a lot of people talking. It was a cool little poem too. And it seems that they've done that again. As you guys know, we've got a break. The Next Living Story stuff is basically the big countdown, as they call it. There's new adverts that are coming out, which I'll talk about in another topic soon. But as a part of this push for hype, ArenaNet once again have sent out physical items to people. This time, it's a metronome. So I don't really know how the metronome sort of ties in with the theme of what's going on in game at the moment. But I mean, do you know why a ticking thing that keeps a beat would
clockwork stuff? I mean, it's probably like the tick to rock Tyria to its very core.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably just something small like that. I mean, it could mean something big, but like, I mean, it's like, you know,
countdown.
The clock was the countdown. The clock was kind of the same thing, right? Like the ticking.
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
yeah.
Well,
So it's probably in the
stuff.
same spirit.
And all of her machines were clockwork, you know, had a bit more relevance. But whatever, they sent out metronomes. It's got it's like a nice dark woods with a nice finish in it. It's got the Guild Wars 2 logo on it, but also there's another poem. Do you want me to read this poem out? I think
because people always like you reading because you're British, right?
Thump.
So let's go.
Thump. Time to jump. Wipe all resistance from your mind. There's a secret deep below to find. If you'd only seen the things I've seen, you'd wake up screaming from the dream. This next part will sting, but it brings me joy. Sometimes to change, you must destroy. A fire is rising you cannot contain. Tyria will burn, while I remain.
Wow.
The laugh at the end is not a part of the poem, but I added it for dramatic effect.
Yes.
This has been a reading from Wooden Potatoes.
Very dramatic.
What did you think?
Excellent. Absolutely.
Well, not the reading, the poem. I mean,
you're like just like Total Biscuit, but for Guild Wars 2.
Dude, look.
I'm gonna keep running with that joke. I'm gonna keep going with it. Yeah.
People used to when all I did was Q&A all the time, and all he did was the mailbox. A lot of people did keep making that comparison, and I was like, dude, I don't know anything about the general gaming scene. I'm like nothing like that guy. But the poem, what do you think? Does it get you hyped? Does the metronome make you hyped?
I'm just looking at the metronome. I want the metronome. That's all I want. So
okay.
Well. Yes. The poem was good. The poem was good. It's like she keeps waking up from the dreams that, I mean, it's kind of hinting that she's, you know, dreaming of like some psycho stuff right there. I mean, we all know that she's like a psychopath, but you know.
Well, I kind of like it because it again does make me question. Maybe she knows something, you know, important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like she still. So we've read that blog post. Again, I'm going to talk about that in a bit. But we've read that blog post where they give away all of her backstory and stuff, and it does sound like she might have some legit reasoning there. The whole problem with Scarlet is they're trying to push this idea that there's real intelligence behind what she's doing. But they've never told us what that is. It's like this boogeyman, this mystery thing that they will never address to us.
Yeah.
So like, but poems like this do again make
properly.
Well, they're hinting right now, but the problem is I feel like we're never going to get that answer. You know, like what has she seen? What is she doing? Why is this important? You know, and they've sort of been banging that horse for a long time. That said, I do like the
horse is dead by now. That horse is like mush.
Ooh, don't talk about dead horses on the podcast. We went over this a couple of days ago.
I'm sorry.
I grew up with horses.
Oh, yeah. I could totally see you straddling a horse, dude.
Wow.
Yay! Straddle.
Wow. That's a complete lie, by the way. I never grew up with horses at all.
Yeah, I could see you have some Christmas cake in your hand. And
I
you're
rode a
eating all
camel
these
once.
Twinkies, and the horse is like struggling to hold you up. I could totally see that.
I'm not sure I like where these jokes are going. I like admitted to Matt that I'd put on a few pounds this last year because like I've been so sedentary since I quit my job, and I feel like he's never going to drop it now. It's like that's game over.
Listen.
Time to go on a jog.
Every time I talk to you, you're always eating some type of sweet, okay?
That's not
and then
true.
I watch all
I'm not
these
eating right now.
documentaries about, you know, the overweight UK. Oh, we're having a big epidemic over here. We're just eating fattish foods and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm just saying.
The problem is, every time we come up with this, I can tell you a story that like sounds really bad. Like, here's the most recent story. I ordered pizza again the other day, but I ordered it at like 1 a.m. in the middle of the night. I was like, I was PvPing, and I was like, I kind of want some pizza. I'm gonna order some. So I got like this guy like delivered me pizza at like a ridiculous hour of the morning, and it was delicious.
Oh gosh, late night pizza is always good. even though I haven't had that in years.
Absolutely, man. Oh, the cheese, the pepperoni.
Okay, let's not talk about things I can't eat. Okay, I'm still eating grass. Thank you very much.
Next question. Next topic. Ready?
Yep. My body's ready.
Are you gonna ring the bell or am I gonna bong?
Bong.
Okay, you're gonna bong, and I'll ring a bell.
Oh,
okay.
Great.
I wanted to ask you because I didn't get it, and I'm a bit grumpy at the moment. And I kind of want to send a support ticket. Did you get a mini green Quaggan backpack or a Mr. Sparkles?
I got a green backpack. What was that for? I don't know what it was for.
So they were doing a thing. Like, when's Black Friday?
Yeah, Black Friday is after Thanksgiving, like the day after.
Yeah, well, I don't live in the States. What day is it? Date?
It changes. It's always on a Thursday during around the 25th-ish.
Okay, all right. So I think it sort of started, or they announced it on Black Friday, but through December and the Christmas period, if you bought a certain threshold of gems, either with gold or real world money, you would be eligible for a reward. If you bought something like 800 gems, maybe, I can't remember, you could get a green Quaggan backpack. And if you got 4,000 gems, that's like the $50 or £40 or whatever, you would get a mini Mr. Sparkles. As soon as they announced that, I think it must have been like, I'm pretty sure it was December for me. It was December 1st in my time zone, but in the States it wasn't yet. I bought, with real money, 4,000 gems so that I could get the Mr. Sparkles and eventually the Quaggan backpack, which wasn't announced until later. And I haven't got either. And I'm very upset.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did you buy for? What did you use all that gems for?
I think I got, I think that was when I got my flame-kissed armor for my engineer, because I was still World versus Welding on my engineer. And I think I traded some for gold, because I got like 150 goldish from that. And then something else, I think. That's the thing, money well spent. I can't remember what I got with it. Money well spent.
Yeah, I remember buying something for, I think I needed like bag space or something like that. I think I needed something like that. And
what's the most you've sunk at one time on the game?
It was at launch. At launch, I sunk like $50 at one time. I bought a lot of XP stuff, mostly XP stuff, and then like bank space and bag space and stuff like that.
Do you regret that now?
No, I regret the XP stuff, but nothing else, because I didn't need XP. Like the game is not like I feel
there's no grind.
You can't. Well, no. It was better back then. It was better back. No, it's grind. It was better back then. There's no grind while leveling, I don't think, but other things, yeah. But like back then, it was worth it because there was events. There was actually events constantly going on. But now there's no events. Like, you go around, it's like, oh, you have to search for the events. There's barely anything going on. It doesn't really feel like living anymore, other than like those like Hassex Hills, for instance, when there's like a specific event going on there. Like, I never see regular events anymore. Like, barely see any of those. Back then, there was tons of them. So the XP would stack on that. And it would be awesome because you get so much more XP and you would, like, pass all your friends. And then eventually they'll be so behind. But, like, yeah. I felt like I could have dealt without it. But, yeah, I didn't mind spending a lot of money. It was when the initial,
for me,
yeah.
At launch, I spent a bunch of money too, but I traded it for gold.
Oh,
and at the time, I guess I got gold, a good amount. But also, you look at it and it's like, oh yeah, 50 quid got you like a gold, you know, like, and that was it, or 40 pounds got you a gold. And it's like, wow, by today's rates, that's kind of ridiculous. And a lot as well in sort of the middle time as well, like around the first Christmas, I spent a lot of money on gems too, and it was like, oh, 40 quid for 20 gold or something. And that seemed crazy good, but to look at it now, like, how much, you get a lot of gold. You're coming up on 100 gold for spending that amount of money. Yeah. And it just seems stupid. And, like, in the future, too, you can now think, wow, this time next year, what if you're getting 200 gold for £40? So, it's kind of one of those weird things. But I continue to spend money anyway. Now I just buy skins and stuff to keep my PvP locker going and whatnot. But yeah, that was our next topic. I wonder whether anyone listening got their Quaggan backpack and Mr. Sparkles maybe. I'm super annoyed. You know how badly I wanted a Mr. Sparkles.
Yeah. You told me to get you an extra Sparkles thing, and my code didn't even work. I had to go to the support fill out a support ticket.
Yeah, someone actually was really pushy about it. Was like, "Hey, please have my Mr. Sparkles, please, please, please." And eventually, I accepted it. But then I had to submit a ticket. I submitted the ticket, and it didn't go through. And I was like, "Don't worry, just have your code back. I can't be bothered with this anymore because my collection was already ruined." So, but I now want it again because I feel like I've spent the money. I want my damn mini Sparkles.
Yeah, the thing is, the reason why they didn't give me any more is because they said that a lot of them were getting messed up, so they didn't really have codes to actually work. So, and of course, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about. Anyways,
amazing. Anyways. Next topic. Bong.
Bong.
So a video went live. Trailer for Guild Wars 2. Did you see it?
Absolutely. The living story. Wrapped up in like 3 minutes or 2 minutes.
Yeah, so this is kind of weird for me because this is like the kind of video I've wanted to make. Like I do living story recaps. Like
I was gonna do a recap as well. You remember because we were talking about doing that thing for ANET, and I wanted to do like a short recap.
Oh,
but
yeah,
they already did it.
Okay.
Yeah, and they did it like that. I was like, oh, damn.
It's one of those things on the internet, though. Like, people get really put off because someone else has already done it. And I think a lot of the time audiences don't care. Because as long as it's a different voice speaking to them, they will consider it to be new content.
I think you could do it better, though. I mean, not better, but like in your own way. Let me not say that.
I couldn't be so concise. That's my problem. I hate
I'm just
stripping
saying,
details.
Like, what if ANET hired us to do videos for them?
I actually quite like their trailers. I think they're pretty competent at it. I think they're pretty... Because the thing is, I'm so long form, I can produce stuff like this, really.
Well, not like that. Well, like, I guess for me, it would be like I can be their face. Like, you ever seen League of Legends videos?
Yeah, that woman.
Yeah, like the community stuff. Like, I guess I could just do it on my channel, obviously. But, you know, I would have people working for me and doing the work for me. So
would you upload from ArenaNet's channel? Do you like that idea? That'd be pretty crazy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be weird. I think we could turn that into something where like you could read lore and then I can do like community stuff and news and stuff, and they can just pretty much give me a list of all the news and everything, and I can just put it all in one video. See, I have to go search for it, and you know that just like stunts the video for being early and stuff like that. I want to try to make sure I get everything. It's just like but yeah, like if I was hired, then I could be like that person. I don't know if people would like me, but at least my subscribers will like me.
Now.
No. This is something I've talked to them about. Not talked to them about, but I was messing around with them when I was over there at PAX. I was like, "Oh, you guys can hire me." Blah, blah, blah. I was just joking around, but I don't know if I would be able to do that. I would have to go to Seattle, and I'm kind of like I'm rooted in Georgia, so I don't know how that would work. But no, I'm just saying, like, that would be pretty cool because they don't have that face. You know, they could hire a face, but I mean, how well can they do it?
The face from the A team,
like, you know, like Major Nelson for Xbox and stuff like that. Like, he's the face of it. But yeah, I don't know if I would necessarily be a pretty face for it. No, I'm handsome. I'm handsome.
You're just so full of yourself today. I lost all this weight. I'm looking so awesome. I'm handsome. I could be the face of the company.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you know what? Let's just move on.
No. We still got stuff to say on this topic.
No, I mean, move on from what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. That visual is beautiful. So yeah, like the whole idea here is they made this. What?
Self-confidence. Oh, go ahead.
It's good. It's attractive. It's nice. They made this trailer.
Are you attracted to me when it says? Is that what you're saying right now? That's what you're
hinting
at.
Let's move on. They made this trailer. It's actually not. It's not just something they've uploaded to their channel. It's appearing as adverts all over YouTube at the moment. Someone told me that they were watching one of my videos and the advert for my Guild Wars 2 video was this Guild Wars 2 advert. They're really, and you know, combined with the metronome thing as well, it looks like they really are trying to build a lot of hype about the game. I think it's pretty smart to do an advert that actually summarizes the living story because it addresses the biggest barrier I feel a lot of people have to rejoining the game, and that's that they don't know the story and they feel like they need to know the story, even though once they get in, a lot of people stop caring about the story pretty much instantly. Yeah. So this lets them know, okay, this is everything that's happened. It came with a blog post as well that had a more in-depth reading of everything that's happened. Probably what the writers or whoever wanted to have in the trailer, but then they were like, oh wait, this is too long, we have to cut it down. So yeah, you can actually read a more in-depth thing on their blog post. The funniest thing I find about this is they're like saying pretty well, you know, everything that happened, and you know, they're like, oh, these questions were set up and quickly answered in this next patch, and they like so weren't quickly answered or weren't clearly answered. But at one point they say, we heard rumors of Scarlet's origins, with a link there, and that is a link to a blog post. Like, a pivotal key part of this entire plot never appeared in game, and they just sort of have to address it in this blog post, and they just have to link to it. Like, and I really hope that they're seeing that they're having to do stuff like this and eventually incorporate those stories into the game, because it's so crazy to me that the biggest exposition we've ever had on this character comes from this third-party thing, you know? And I suppose it's not so bad, because this is also on a third-party website to even read this in the first place, but it's kind of funny to me that they had to write that. It comes with a bunch of screenshots summing up the living world so far, and it ends with the answer to all of our questions await in our 4 upcoming releases in 2014, and they will lead to one final moment that will change the face of Tyria forever. And we, of course, are free to speculate on what that may be. And yeah, that's, I think that's my last topic. Any thoughts on that?
No.
You excited about the story going forward?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm ready. I'm ready to see what this big thing is. You know, like, you know, they're really like, oh, it's going to rock Tyria to this very core. You know, I want to see what they're going to be rocking. You know what I'm saying? Is it going to be a concert in Lion's Arch with Ritlock shredding on...
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. That would be crazy. Like, hey, you ever seen that? I tweeted this out. I was looking up. You ever seen the? You remember the contest, right? For Rock the Nightmare. You ever saw the runner-ups?
No, I didn't.
There was one where this guy made like a stop motion one of like clay made. I think it was clay made or puppet made. Like Chars, and I can't remember if it was a human or a Zura. There was like 3 of them, and like this Char looked so weird with the music in the background, and he was like just shredding that thing. It was creepy.
I like your guitar noises. Who won that contest? I actually didn't even realize. I never looked.
I can't remember. It was a good one, but there were some really good submissions. I was kind of surprised.
That's the problem with competitions. Like, people always get, you know, the middle finger, even though they did something awesome, because you just can't reward everyone.
Exactly.
That's why I appreciate...
There's a lot of good stuff as well.
Yeah. Okay, that's our topics for today, what's been happening in Guild Wars 2. Are you ready for this jelly?
I am so ready for this jelly.
I don't think you're ready for jelly.
I'm going to put it on my toast with some Nutella, and I'm going to eat this jelly.
Wait, let me get this straight. Jelly to an American is jam to me. Is that true?
No,
or is that Jello?
We call it jam as well.
So jelly and jam are the same thing.
Oh no. Well, jelly. Okay, so jelly. Some people call jam jelly, right? But jelly is like Jello, as well. I think.
Because Jello to me is jelly. And that is like a dessert. It's like wobbly, mostly water. So that's Jello to you.
Yeah,
I would never have that on toast.
But it's also called Jello as well.
That sounds horrendous on toast.
No. But I'm talking about jam. When you said jelly, I thought of jam. Some people say strawberry jelly.
I'm still no closer to deciphering this. I had this conversation so many times, and I never.
Americans.
Yeah.
America.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you can ring the first question bell. I love it. What is this bell? It sounds like a dog collar.
It's actually a reindeer, and his boots are little bells.
Okay, wow. Are your decorations still up?
Yes. And just like I told my wife, it's gonna stay like that until one day.
10th of January, your decorations are still up.
What? Some people leave it up like
till New Year's.
Like, there's no point of it. Like, there's no point of having a Christmas tree. Like, it's just there.
It's true.
And no one wants to take it down. Like, why? I'm sorry, why?
But you're the one who has it still up. Looking like some Christmas fanatic.
I don't want to take it down. I'm too lazy. I'd rather do work and play games.
That's ridiculous. Wow. Okay. Well, at least we get a bell then. You need to leave that out when you put it all away, so we have our bell. Yeah?
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 Yeah.
He's gonna stay here sitting next to me. Yeah?
Does he have a name?
What should we name him? Should we let the
pick
audience...
one of the reindeer names, maybe.
He doesn't have a red nose.
So he's not Rudolph.
So he's
but
not
is
Rudolph.
he Dancer or Prancer or Vixen or...
He could be Hitler. I mean antlers. I mean antlers, not Hitler.
Okay.
9. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Antler.
Right.
So, first question comes from Kendrick Lamar. He's calling you out, Matt. Matt is such an Uncle Tom. Stop dancing for the white men every time they aren't impressed, you self-hating monkey.
I like how you read those questions. You read it with such passion. I just laughed so hard.
I imagine that's how he typed it.
I don't know if he was joking or he was being like totally serious. I never know this thing.
His icon makes him look very serious.
Yeah, exactly.
So for people's reference, he's a black dude stroking his chin wearing a lopsided crown. Like, staring at you through squinted eyes, like he's judging you as your king.
Like, it reminds me of Malcolm X. It's like white power. I mean, anyways,
I watched that previously.
Just to address this. When I'm joking about racism, it's exactly what it is. It's a joke. It's a joke. Except your pants low. Stop wearing your pants damn low. All right,
white people can't use that excuse, you know.
White people? What do you mean? About racism?
If we're being racist, yeah, you can't use that excuse.
It's funny. Racism is funny, dude. Why do you think Dave Chappelle was so popular? White people were in the audience as well. And Key and Peele. Those guys are so funny, dude. So funny. You ever watch them?
No, actually.
It's so funny. It's like the new Dave Chappelle, but it's not like it's not all about racism and stuff like that. Like, it's about like realistic
It's a little
stuff.
bit less racist, you're saying.
It's not racist at all. It's not racist. Oh, I mean, it laughs about racism. Anyways, next question.
Bong, dling, dling, dling. Zapristo says, hello guys, and here's my question. Were you ever recognized, his voice in WP's case, let's say as you walk on the street or at the supermarket? If yes, how did the conversation go? If not, would you like such a thing to happen, even on a regular basis?
I don't know. All right, I'll do this first because...
You've got a great story about this.
All right. I don't know if I think I said this already on VisualWood. Just in case I haven't, I'm going to say it again. But, I regularly, do I want people to notice me? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, we're not that big anyway. So, I mean, the odds of us running into someone is like rare. But like, I had one situation which was like outside of PAX, right? Well, it was it was in Seattle, but it was like weird. Okay, I was walking and I wanted to get something to eat, right? And I do like occasionally getting a nice big sausage with a lot of toppings on it, you know, because hot dogs are so small. Yeah, I like a big sausage, and generally I like the sausage better than the dogs because I think that they cook dogs that are hot and put it in hot dogs. Anyways, so
you're doing well.
I know.
You've captured them with your hot dog preferences.
Yes. But I was okay. So basically, it was this place there. They were like, I don't know what. Maybe he was like Filipino, or I don't know.
You've just insulted him. He was French. How dare you?
It was not French. Absolutely not. But it was a mix of them. Like, and it was this little hot dog stand. So I went up, and he looks at me. He's like, "Hey, man, you do YouTube, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, Matt Visual, man. I watch your videos." And I'm like, "What?" Just this random guy, like
hot dog guy.
This random hot dog guy. Like, I watch your videos. You know, as he's fixing me, putting extra onions and veggies on my. Oh, I love. It was so good. And I was like, wow. He's like, yeah, I don't play the game no more. Just like everyone. Just like, geez, I hear that so many times. I don't play the game no more. Like, It's like, whatever. Anyways, and he was like, yeah, man, you do some good stuff. You still playing? And I'm like, obviously he doesn't watch the channel. He doesn't know if I'm still playing. I was like, yeah, I'm still playing. I'm actually here for them, and blah, blah, blah. And it was just a short conversation. But, that is my experience about meeting people. And then, of course, I met a lot of fans at the panel, the little anniversary bash that they had. Mm-hmm. I met people there that knew me. And they're like, oh, man, I'm so happy to see you and stuff like that. A lot of people from people that like Guildcast, they like me on Guildcast, which is weird to me. But yeah, a lot of people from there, I guess.
Why is that? I mean, Guildcast is like a bit of a bigger, different audience, right?
Yeah, I guess yeah.
Like the pool of people watching Guildcast are like totally different to the pool. I don't know what I'm saying. There's probably some crossover somewhere in there.
Yeah, some crossover. I think there's only a quite like a small few that watch Guildcast and watch me at the same time. Like I know people like on Twitter that constantly talk to me about Guildcast and stuff like that. But like I feel like when there's these certain people that talk to me and Richie on Twitter, and then there's certain people that talk to me and you, and they talk about VisualWood. And I never see that mix. Not
I should outreach to these people.
What? So you're saying that you're confirming that you're going to be on Guildcast?
No, just on Twitter. Just on Twitter, I will outreach that way.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Anyways, is that we good? We good? Bong.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on.
No. You. Dude, I always forgot. What about you? No. So, would you like people to recognize you by your voice?
People recognize. Well, the thing is, like, how will they just get in real life? I don't know. I'd be pretty happy. There's a lot of like people in my family and friends and extended friends that like know what I do just because everyone's like, oh yeah, he does all this stuff online and link it around, and I'm like, nobody's ever gonna understand what I'm doing online, but okay. And then I always have these weird conversations.
Same thing with my family as well.
Yeah, and you always have these weird conversations where it's like, oh yeah, I know you do those YouTube videos, right? And you're like, oh yeah, cool, hi, who are you, kind of thing. But it's always like people within my circle or just outside of the circle. So no, I've never been recognized on TeamSpeak. If I ever go to like a public TeamSpeak playing Guild Wars 2, whether I'm PvPing or when Tequatl came out and stuff, people always say, oh, hey, you sound like Wooden Potatoes. That's always the thing. It's like, it's not, hey, are you Wooden Potatoes? It's not, oh, hello, Wooden Potatoes, I recognize your voice. It's, hey, you sound like Wooden Potatoes. You sound like that YouTube guy. You sound like people that are scared.
YouTube guy, yeah.
People are just scared to outright ask, you know? And I get that, like, every day while I'm PvPing. If I go in a new park, there's always someone that says, oh, hey, you sound like that guy. And I'm like, hey, yeah.
I get the opposite. I get a different way. Like, I've been PvPing a lot. All right? And I'm almost to 20, by the way. I know you wanted me to get to 20 so I can get that better armor. Because I've been winning a lot.
I won't play with you in PvP unless you've got level 20 armor. Otherwise, you look like too much of a scrub and you bring my persona
Are you serious? Down. You would actually play with me for once if I'm level 20. Are you serious right now?
No, I wouldn't. You'd have to get much better than that.
You know, you would think that's a joke, guys. You would think that's a joke, but he's being totally honest right now.
It's semi-true.
It's really true. Like, he does not play with me. He does not. Anyways, what were we talking about?
You getting recognized in PvP?
Yeah. What they do is, hey, Matt Visual, and I'm playing on Terasuki. Like, how do they know it's me? And then they're like, oh, hey, Matt Visual, what's up? What's up? Like, they're all over me. They're just like that. Like, hey, what's up? You know, let's win. And I'm like, yay for newbiness. I'm going to go play. And then I end up being at the top of the scoreboard. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not such a noob. But I like to cover my bases just in case I mess up. Or I'm not looking at the chat. Because I don't look at the chat in PvP. I
noticed. I've started messaging you in game and I never get a response. Like, maybe 1 out of 3. I'm like, I'll just ask you again later.
Because I'm not looking at the chat, and I usually just ignore it because I'm focused on my skills and stuff, because I'm still learning to make sure I use all my skills and I'm not just standing there auto attacking, because that was an issue with me when it came down to PvP. I was auto attacking too much because I got used to burning all my cooldowns with my Guardian
and then auto attack.
Then I eventually got out of it and started using the skills that I'm supposed to be using at certain amount of times, you know, using my Aegis and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm getting out of this whole like PvE mentality, you know, because I basically just don't die in PvE, and that's why it kind of got boring with my Guardian when it came down to PvE wise. Oh, World v World with my engineer is so amazing. Anyways,
dude, right. It's 1500 range nades on keeps and stuff.
Oh, dude, like you get, and it's cool because you get that satisfaction when it comes down to PvP as well. Like I just rained down nades, and I would have this past couple matches, like this morning when I was playing, I had full 25 stacks, right, of condition of what was it, corruption, and oh my gosh, it's like 3 people attacking one person, one Guardian in mid, in the forest of Nethrel or whatever it's called. And
at the keep.
And I just destroyed them. They didn't see me coming. I just went there and just loaded all of them real quick. All my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then blind them as well. So they wouldn't burst down the Guardian. Oh my gosh, it was. All of them got down all at once, and it was brilliant. I loved it so much. I've
actually been playing my engineer a little bit more lately as well. I've like tweaked the build that I gave you in a pretty fun way. So like next time you're playing, I'll give you like a slight adaptation on it. That's been awesome for me and Tony's. That's been doing really well. That will make you hit a lot harder.
Ooh, please, because sometimes I feel like I'm not hitting enough to get them down for those people who have sustain. You know, so it's like, okay, you have to kind of stun them. You have to stun them with my supply depot and just like burst them down as much as you can with a whole bunch of conditions after they burn their, like for instance the Guardian. I would have to wait until they burn their cooldowns, and especially their elite, and then I just like stun them and just bust a whole lot of nade on them. Yeah. Wow. Anyways,
you would lose a trait that you've got currently called automated response, which is the one that makes you immune to conditions at low health. But and that's pretty significant. You would have to probably change your spec depending on the enemy's composition. Like if they've got laser condi, you might want to bring it back. But there's another variant I'll show you. But yeah, I don't know how we got to that from being. Oh no, I don't know how we got that. Anyway, next question. Is from Beach Biche, who says, "Question for you guys: have you seen the last Hobbit movie? I wish my character, me, the hero, could meet an elder dragon like Bilbo meets Smaug. Smaug is speaking to him like Glint spoke to us in Guild Wars 1. I'd really love to literally face a dragon in this way, don't you?" Yeah. I will say, the Hobbit. Oh,
here we go. Negative potatoes with wooden potatoes.
No. Actually, okay, it wasn't. What I was going to say was negative, but it was okay. No, look. I hold the Lord of the Rings, and some people will be snobbish about this and be like, "Oh, this is so bad." I hold the Lord of the Rings, the original trilogy, as probably almost the best movies I've ever seen. I think they're fantastic. I really, really enjoy them. And so when it comes to viewing The Hobbit, I kind of, I wanted that to recapture me, right? So I feel a little bit more let down with The Hobbit. That's all. And I know I shouldn't. I should sort of view it in a vacuum, but whatever. Smaug. What I was going to say, the Smaug scenes with Bilbo,
played by Sherlock.
Yeah, Benedict. I have nothing against the actor. Okay, I have no. I feel like people think he's like really hot or whatever, but I just sort of don't see it. I think it's just the character he's playing.
Yeah, I think it's his acting that's attractive.
Yeah,
I think he's attractive, but like I feel like the faces he makes and the roles he takes, he switches his personality, and I feel like that is what makes him attractive. Like, man, this guy can act. Like, I really believe him on the screen and stuff like that, and that would
and he's playing such an extraordinary character as well, which is why it really comes through. But anyway, I think that scene with Bilbo and Smaug, not just the CGI, which was phenomenal, but the actual... He was so threatening through the dialogue. Like, that conversation, I didn't enjoy it so much when they're just running around and the gold's falling everywhere. I really enjoyed that scene. It saved the whole film for me, just with them talking to one another. This menacing beast. Like, it was actually threatening to watch him. And it was fantastically done. Really well done. And I got to admit, when I was sat there in the cinema, for a second or two, maybe my mind did flash to Guild Wars 2, and I was thinking, man, what if we had... dragons like this, you know what I mean?
I gotta say, that's what I love about movies. I mean, I like my action, all right? I like my action, and I like it done well, not shaky cam and barely seeing the fight. No, I like to see that, and that's why I like watching a lot of these international martial arts one, like Tony J, the Protector and all that. They're really good because he's actually doing the work. You don't have to do sharp camera angles and only see the fist in order to make it look really cool, because he does all the work for you. But it's the same as Breaking Bad. There was these moments in Breaking Bad where it's just talking, and it's the most awesome, tense moments I've seen. And it's so good, so good. And those are the scenes that really make me love when you're just sitting there acting. Especially, I love one takes. Absolutely love one takes. And when someone is acting like just is brilliant between a couple characters, and they're all going at it, and it's just all one take, it just makes me...
Did you know about that scene in Jaws where that guy is sat at the table and talking about his past when he saw Jaws before? Jaws, the first film. That entire scene is like a really long scene with just the camera slowly panning in on him and all the characters leaning in closer and closer. And he's talking for like 3-4 minutes solid. Like, it's a lot of screen time, and the entire scene, which was left in the final cut of the movie, was ad-libbed. The entire scene, like, it's obviously it's kind of one of those weird things, because you don't know what's ad-libbed and whatever until later, but oh my god, like, and it's one of the best scenes in Jaws, and it was just completely off the top of this guy's head. I don't know who the actor was.
One more thing of one cuts. There's this I think it's break.com.
Okay.
There's these people that do skits on YouTube, and I think it's someone like regular that they used to have a website back in the days, but now they transferred over to YouTube. But they do these skits, and they had this I forgot his name, the black guy from the Wire, which makes me want to watch The Wire now, just because of the guy, the way he acted in this one. I think I sent the video to you. It's called Toys Are Me.
Maybe I think
it's this manager who works at Toys R Us, and the first scene is him talking to the employees, right? And it's all one shot, and he's just like, you got to watch it. All right, guys, look up Toys R Me. Warning, he's a little bit out there. You're gonna hear you might hear some cursing in there. You might hear some vulgarness in there, just for the young audience out there. But it's so good, because the way he does it is just, I seriously watch it every time I remember it. I'm about to watch it right now during the podcast. Excuse me for a minute. Okay. Anyways, next question.
Okay, well, did we finish? Well, no, I guess we still want to address.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The Guild Wars 2 part of the question. The actual Guild Wars 2 part of the question. Oh, God, I just closed it down. Basically, the idea was, while I find this again, you can say, what do you think about the way they're implementing the Elder Dragons at the moment, I guess? Would you like to see something closer to Smorg, or just fighting and really interesting game mechanics, or...
And it seems like they're moving away from how they used to do the cinematics in the personal story. Now in the living story, you kind of just see the full cinematics. I would love for them to try to do something like that, where you're just talking to the dragon. But the thing is, I don't think they should leave your character moving. You know, like if you leave the character moving and your character's like not actually talking and stuff like that, he's kind of just roaming around and having a little speech bubble about. I don't kind of want that. I kind of want it to be cinematic, or the camera at least still. You know?
Yeah.
In some cases, yes, I want free roam, right? And maybe he's moving, or he's chasing you and you're running away from him, or something like that. But yeah, I would generally, if they do it well, I would definitely like that. It would be totally different from Zhaitan, because Zhaitan, like, you kind of barely got to socialize with him, really. You just
socialize.
You just kind of killed him, you know, by pressing 1 and 2. And that's pretty much it. Like where was the threat? Like, at least with Shatterer and Jormag, you kind of got to see him. You know, they don't really, I mean, Claw of Jormag and a Shatterer, and you don't really get to, yeah, at least you got to, like, you know,
well, they're not Elder Dragons, so I can understand why they're implemented as they were. Yeah. Zhaitan, I mean, we can't really... Everyone knows that the Zhaitan fight was bad, and it was obviously rushed, and they just added these hasty cinematics at the end.
Well, I'm talking about the, you know, like, looking at Zhaitan and actually hearing him speak and actually...
Yeah,
that stuff.
Because I think there is room for the Elder Dragon. I think the devs need to sort of decide what the Elder Dragons are first. Are they intelligent, or are they just sort of these mammoth forces that do things with their own will and we can't communicate with? I'd like to think eventually we can communicate with them directly, and it would be a very interesting scene. I think you raised it. I hadn't even considered implementation-wise, how are we going to talk with this dragon? Do we want to press F at him and get this crappy little dialogue box? No, not really. Do we want to have one of the Living World style cutscenes where that you hear a voiceover and yeah, everyone's sort of running around kind of thing? Maybe not either, you know? I think maybe a centered camera on the... And I guess the main problem for them, therefore, is the animations and the lip sync and stuff. If they want to do it justice, they create this huge creature with all these moving parts and interesting animations, and then they've got to find a way to make it talk. Like, how could they make Zhaitan realistically talk when its mouth has a million other dragon heads coming out of it or whatever? They can't really. Yeah. But, you know, maybe just sort of a disconnected, floaty voice.
Yeah.
Isn't too bad.
What would you like? Okay, in my head, I imagine a cliff, right? And you have your story characters there talking, and you have the dragon floating in the air. Now, the camera is stuck, right? And you can't run. You have to walk, right? And you can move around, but you can't like run around and make it go crazy. The camera is fixed on him. You see,
sounds very Final Fantasy.
Right, it's sort of like that, right? And he's talking, and you see the characters talking and stuff like that. But you know, you can move around, and you still have freedom and stuff like that, and still look through your inventory just in case, you know, this is one of those things that you're repeating, and you don't want to just be stuck in a cutscene for a very long time if you don't like the way that they did the story and stuff like that. If you, I don't want to hear this crap, you know, blah, blah. So, like, you know, I don't know. There's different ways they can do that, and if they seem to keep doing it different ways, but usually the ways that they do it is usually just a cutscene, and they just do it in different ways, not necessarily in-game weird ways. You know what I'm saying?
Like one great example I think that they did do very well, and it would be fascinating to see, is the Colossus fractal, the cliffside fractal. If you think about that one, where the guy gets up, you're still in game. It's not a fixed camera, but you're there walking around. You can do all your stuff. But if you look over the cliff, you get this really cinematic, mind-blowing view of this guy bound to you. You know, that could be an Elder Dragon. You know, you could even take it even further and be like, oh, okay, the entire content of this encounter is climbing up the dragon. You get to the top, and then like you have a conversation with it at the top, kind of thing, as it flies in the distance, and you get this disembodied voice. I think that could work.
Absolutely, it looked amazing. I loved it when he bowed and you get to bow and get an achievement. That was probably one of my favorite achievements.
Yeah, and you realize how high up you've come. Like there's definite scope to create cinematic things. I think the key point here though is I want to have dialogue also, just like the question asked you. I want to have a dialogue with the dragon, or something that doesn't, you know, it's not me talking to the eye or the mouth of Zhaitan. I want him to be menacing and well written, and you know, everything that Smorg was. But...
Absolutely, please. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I've been kind of getting into a lot of old games, and a lot of old games don't have, you know, voice acting, right? And some games, new games now, I'm talking about my 3DS. You have to pretty much, you know, read most of the time, and I've kind of been getting back into that. And I feel like if they do the writing as good as they are in this game, in the games I play, like, you know, Phoenix Wright, I've been playing Phoenix Wright, and Fire Emblem Awakening a lot, and if they do it right, I would love to see some dialogue as well. There's some, just not dialogue. I mean, it's called dialogue, right? The text stuff.
Yeah, that's dialogue. Well, dialogue is just something spoken by a character.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I wouldn't mind reading some of that if it's done well. You know, definitely. Yeah.
I've got a question for you. Okay, it's totally un-Guild Wars 2 related, but I just looked at it, right, and I kind of wanted to talk about it earlier during the Christmas stuff. So for Christmas, I got a candle, okay, as a present. Okay, I already know your answer to this. I got a candle, and I was like, it's a cinnamon. It's like a scented candle, okay? So, like, you put it on.
That wasn't your only present? Or
No. It wasn't my only present. Jesus Christ. No. I got a candle. No, but hear me out.
Oh, man, I could just imagine you sitting in the room with your candle, you crying because all you got was a candle.
Like, this brings such, like, vivid images to people. I really enjoy this present, right? So I've been sat here at my computer with this candle going, you know, it's kind of entertaining, kind of cool, you know, you can play with the
lights
wax
on, just your candle.
Well, you could have the lamp on and stuff, but yeah,
lonely in the room,
Like, I've sat back with a candle on, no lights on, watching YouTube and Twitch videos and stuff. It's pretty cool. But I think it's a really cool gift. And so I've been PvPing recently, and like I've had this candle here, and whenever I've mentioned it, people have like thought it was the weirdest thing ever, like to have a candle. Do you like candles? Is that a weird gift? Is it weird to like a candle?
It's not weird to like a candle. It's a weird gift. Yeah, I guess. It's like, oh, here's a candle. Unless you love candles, I don't.
I think it's a good gift. I think it is a good gift.
Really?
And
I mean, it all depends on the person. I mean.
I never knew I'd like candles.
Would I send you a sewing machine if you don't do sewing? Would that be a good gift?
This is not quite the same, is it?
It would be a good gift for my wife because she does all this crafting stuff. So it's like,
did you buy her a sewing machine?
She wants one, so I'm gonna get it for her. But she crochets, she crafts, she does a bunch of stuff. But she said, "Oh, I want a sewing machine," and I get her everything before she asks for it. So like, it's the first time in a long time that she like actually like, oh, you know, I want a sewing machine. That she actually say, oh, okay, I want something, because I always like, I got her a tablet, I got her like a bunch of the laptop, all, you know, jewelry is already done. You know, I already got her the best jewelry, so it's just like there's nothing else. And now she's like, oh, I want a sewing machine, so I'm gonna get a sewing machine. Anyways,
it's funny you mentioned a tablet. Was that this year you bought her a tablet for Christmas?
No, that's like 2 years, 1 year ago, 2 years ago.
This year, my mum bought my stepdad a tablet, and my stepdad bought my mum a tablet. And it was hilarious to see them both open it, and they're like, oh, we both bought each other the same thing. It was pretty awkward.
Was it the same brand and everything?
No. No, and then there was the awkward moment where it's like, okay, we both don't need a tablet, so we have to send one back. Whose do we send back? And it's like, who's the cheaper one kind of thing.
yeah, dude. Heck yeah. Yeah, man, it's all about the cheapness, man. All about the cheapness. Gotta save that money.
Back to Guild Wars 2.
Anyways, yeah,
Oh, okay, maybe not. Oh, really? This question?
What no, I told you some of those questions we're just breezing by. You know, you don't have to answer them.
Nairath. Oh my god, no, wait. I can't do it without going Australian. Nairath asks.
Whoa.
Great series. Oh, I can't do it. Why can't I do it? I can usually do an American accent. Can WP give us his best American accent? That went like Australian there, which was weird.
So?
New York.
Oh gosh. What is that? What is that?
I can usually we'll return to this on a future VisualWood. I'm okay at American accents sometimes. I'm not gonna do it. Let's go to question 5. Amazing. Do you want to give a British accent? Redeem it, maybe?
Man, give me a line to say.
That was my problem.
I don't know if I can.
Hey, Matt. What do you think about the new trailer Ain't just released?
That is country.
Recapping the living story and where Scarlet is. Wow. Okay, you have to read this out loud, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna copy paste it to you in Skype. Oh my god.
I don't know if I can. Like, I have to hear myself in order to do it. Like, I feel like I have to do that sometimes.
There you go.
I have to. I can't do the accent with that.
Finally, as Winter's Day celebrations approached, more and more probes labeled "Do Not Touch"
There's different
began
British
to appear around the road.
There's like the posh, and then there's this, announcement person like you're doing.
Yeah, do announcements person then.
Finally.
Yeah.
As Winter Day's preparation approaches, more and more probes. Blah, 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 blah. All right, there we go. Let's move on.
You did okay. That wasn't bad.
More practice.
That may have been the last question, Bell.
Michael Caine.
No. Okay, yeah. Last question, Bell. Now, last question, Bell. Go for it.
Which one did you pick?
Question 5. What?
Oh, all right, go ahead.
11 Churios says, "Hey Matt, what do you think about the new trailer ArenaNet just released recapping the living story and where Scarlet is heading? Do you believe the Stargate at the end of the video indicates maybe a new zone or dungeon maybe? And what do you think is coming after this living story arc ends?"
I don't know. Doesn't it just look like a regular Asurian gate?
I like how a lot of people are calling it Stargates. This isn't the first time I've heard it called Stargate lately. And it seems to me that these are people that have seen the trailer and thought, oh yeah, Guild Wars 2, and maybe, coming back. And they like forgot that it's called a Surrogate or whatever, so it's Stargate. And I like this guy's question also says, is this maybe a new dungeon? It's like, it seems slightly short-sighted, maybe. Like,
yeah,
like they haven't seen what the Living Story's already been doing. That we have had new dungeons and stuff already. So, like, to be excited by
dungeon. I don't want another dungeon. I want something else, something new.
New zone.
I would love a new zone, but come on, let's be honest. Are they gonna do a new zone? Probably.
I think
not.
so, maybe, because, or to me, the thing is, like, there's a lot of Asura gates about, but how many of them are broken? And if you think about where the broken ones are,
well, if it gets broken, it was something that we normally use, and now it's broken.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I don't see it as a new area.
Well, they're saying they're changing the face of Tyria, so yeah, maybe that does pan out.
You know, probably Asura gate that you usually use is now broken now.
Well, the thing is, they're all two-way gates. Either Two Lions Arch. There's one that goes to Ebonhawk from Divinity's Reach. I suppose there's a bunch that go from the like the Vigil and the Order of Whispers and stuff like that. All go to Fort Trinity. I don't know. I mean, it's so vague. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there are a lot of broken gates in Brisbane Wildlands. There's like that one in the fort leading off to some mysterious area or whatever. But then there's that whole dynamic event about Asura gates, and I think some of them are broken in that, and you can repair them. There's a broken one at a place called Rata-10, which is like an ancient Asuran city on the surface, which really sort of breaks lore, and they've never explained why it's there, kind of thing. So that could be another thing. And again, if it's Rata-10, Asura, Old Asura, Underground, Rock Tyria to the core, all this stuff sort of maybe cycles back into Primordus. Did you hear on that trailer as well that apparently there were dragon wings flapping in the background? People were hearing.
Ooh, dragon.
Yes.
Is anyone really excited to see would it be another lieutenant, that come to another area, or will it be an actual elder dragon flying through the air?
A new lieutenant might be kind of interesting. A lieutenant could be flying through the air as well. I don't know. I think an Asura gate's suggestive of new zones, and I think that's really cool. I think that's what Living Story's been missing, seriously been missing, and why I still view it as a complete failure as a replacement for an expansion right now. I want more than what we're currently getting.
It might always be that way. I don't know. Like, expansion...
Don't tell me that the Guild Wars 2 map with all those amazing, beautiful looking areas that have seats and lore somewhere are never going to be addressed because they've chosen to do Living Story and they're too scared to make the Living Story push us into new zones because they don't want people spread out. Don't tell me that's the future of this game because that would suck so bad.
No, I doubt that. If they decide not to just do expansions, which it seems like they have, then you will get it for the Living Story and you'll get it in pieces. I think it's a good idea to have meaty stuff every, month, have like, a new area or blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't know, expansion is something that people understand. So I just feel like it's such a weird concept. Maybe they do it right. Maybe, this Living Story is supposed to be like the new generation of Living Story, So maybe they do it good. Maybe they improve. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that were promised last year that's going to be in this big update, coming soon. So, this year, hopefully.
So, as to the Stargate, I mean, it's a hint in a vacuum, as often ArenaNet release us. It's a hint, but with no real speculation you can take further on. It's something that's there that they've added. Oh, there are probes in the world. That's kind of cool. It gets people asking stuff, but you can't link that probe to anything because they're just a completely new thing that there's nothing to relate to it. Do you know what I mean? That's what they often do with their hints. And I feel like if there was something more about Asura gates, maybe we could speculate further. But that's all I can say right now. It seems to indicate to me that they're going for new zones. Maybe.
I'm skeptical.
Always the skeptic.
Yes.
I mean, a broken gate, it does suggest maybe something's going to get broken or destroyed or some crap. I don't know. All right, that's pretty much it, I think.
Is that it?
That was the last question. We did ring the last question bell. We ran, what's his name?
Bong, 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 bong.
Again, I want face cam, because I'm sure you'd look hilarious ringing a bell and shouting bong out loud.
Yep. Oh, so you want to do face cam next visual?
So we will see you next time, everybody.
I like how you just ignore me. I like that, You gotta make this awkward now. You gotta make this. Make this awkward. I always wonder, like, when I'm listening to the podcast, like sometimes it's just dead silence, and people just you're just like, wait, like, hold up, did my thing cut off? Like, why is there dead silence?
I think the silence lasts longer to us. I think people listening, like, you can be silent and do nothing. I took these like public speaking like lessons, right? And one thing that is incredibly important when you're delivering speeches and talking in public is having pauses. And the pauses to you, if the adrenaline's going, are going to feel like they're really long, but they actually make people listen to you more. Like, and I don't do this at all in my videos. I ramble on and on and on. But if you take like real, precise, premeditated gaps between everything you say, and maybe that was a kind of a crappy example of it, but if you do it after you make a point, you have that silence. Like, it's really important. It really gets people listening. It's super, super important. So yeah, I'll keep doing my awkward silences while I sit back, cross my arms, and grin.
I would love to see that grin one day. Do you have British teeth? Do you have like yellow, crooked?
No, I've got to admit, like, my teeth are fine. The thing is, like, you say something like this and then everyone's like, oh, he's got awful teeth. My teeth are fine, but I do have one tooth in the front, in the middle, that is, like, forced back a little bit because the teeth on the side of it, like, come in front slightly. So that one looks, like, slightly crooked, and it's, like, slightly higher than the others, I guess, because of it's being pushed back. But otherwise, my teeth are fine. And it's not something I'm ever conscious of.
I feel like I want to get like that perfect teeth, like how people have like on the shows and so. Well, no, that's actually false. I guess some celebrities go for perfect teeth, but some celebrities have like really messed up teeth, like really bad teeth. You ever seen like?
I think you'll find that those are celebrities that aren't renowned for their looks,
renowned for their acting, I guess,
or their
their voice.
Yeah, well, not their voice, but just their intellectuals, probably. And, they talk on big subjects, or they've made significant social changes and pushes for things like that, rather than, being actors and actresses. And
No, actors have bad teeth.
You're right, too. You're right about that, too.
Really
I think the roles that those actors play are, therefore, more likely to be intellectual roles or villains, stuff like that.
I really wonder, like, how would they do fake teeth? Like, how is that a thing? I wonder.
What?
Like, how? All right, if a person's teeth is supposed to be messed up, how do you make it? How do you make it disappear? How do you put fake teeth there?
What you do is you put green teeth mat over their teeth so that you can green screen it, and then you do it.
Oh, that's so much work.
Or you just use prosthetics. You just like put stuff that can go in people's mouths, like a gum shield or something, but that. Yeah, we were talking about The Hobbit earlier. Think about every orc or goblin that's ever been in that. It's just fake teeth that they slot over like a gum shield.
Well, they're goblins, so it doesn't matter if their gum is a little bit higher than everyone else's.
That's true, but I think it's also the same for if you're an actor or an actress and you've got to play a bald role where you have no hair. They literally just put all your hair is still there unless you want to shave it for the role, but all your hair is still there. They just put like a sheet of plastic or whatever over it and then seal it to your skin so it can't be seen. And your head is and your head is technically bigger, but it's done in such a way that people wouldn't notice it. Again, it's like the same with like Halloween costumes where they make it look like you've got a chunk cut out of your arm, but the truth is that there's actually more on your arm because they've like. The prosthetics have padded you up, but people wouldn't realise that. I hope you understand that last example. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure there's ways to do it. Teeth, maybe a little bit more complicated. But you can yellow someone's teeth in post and stuff easily.
No, I'm talking about crookedness, like messed up teeth. I'm not talking about like some regular like
messed up teeth, but not goblin
messed
teeth
up. In two days or something like that. Okay. Yeah. Well, goblins are easy because they can put that stuff on. The camera's not up close and. You can have teeth there and put it over it, and the gum just be a little bit taller than it's used to. But if an actor puts on, some fake teeth, it's obvious.
What about orcs?
All of those people, they can have higher gums.
Excuse me?
Higher gums. You're not.
No. What did you say before that? All those people. We started with racism.
They're people in suits, dude. They're people in suits. There's people. I don't know what you're saying. They're real people.
What about Uruk-hai?
Orcs in real life.
What about Uruk-hai? I saw a troll in one of the Harry Potter films. It went in the bathroom. That thing didn't have good teeth. What are you trying to
Anyways,
say?
guys, I hope you guys enjoyed VisualWood. And stay visual. G-Unit. Okay.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, G-Unit. You never heard of G-Unit?
A G-Unit is like a really overweight lady, isn't it?
No.
I think it is. A G-Unit is an
It's an
overweight...
old rapper group, dude, like with 50 cents.
If I call a woman a G-Unit, I'm saying she's overweight.
9 times. Yeah?
G-Unit, Google image search. Oh, it's just a load of rappers.
You know we're supposed to be ending, right? You're supposed to be saying your stuff. You know?
Oh, what stuff?
Oh, God.
Okay, maybe a G-Unit isn't an overweight lady.
And
Whitlock
Whitlock
has no
has no pants. Thank you.